Da-na-na-na-na-na-na, Batman. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na, Batman. 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 Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of Chris's Corner. I will be your host, Chris Corner, and today we are going to talk about Batman the Killing Joke. Alright, so this is one of the, I think, the newest DC animated feature coming out, and I have to say that I'm a big fan of the DC animated features that they have been putting out. A big fan. I've really enjoyed, the new Justice League War, the Justice League Throne of Atlantis, Justice League versus the Teen Titans, Flashpoint, War to Worlds, Batman, Superman, Public Enemies, all those. I've been a pretty big fan of all the DC animated features coming out. And with the release of Suicide Squad, I have to say, Assault on Arkham, again, as I stated before, if you watch the Suicide Squad reviews, I recommend watching that as well if you're a fan of the Suicide Squad whatsoever. I think that was an awesome representation of the Suicide Squad, maybe, and yes, better than the live-action feature. But yeah, so today we're going to talk about The Killing Joke. Now, The Killing Joke was originally a graphic novel done by Alan Moore, and it was great. It was very controversial in its time, and even the film was meant to be controversial now. A little less so with the, nowadays, but with the internet ruining everybody's life. But, I'm going to talk spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen it, or you haven't read the comic, or you just don't care, keep watching. But if you do care, I'm going to spoil a lot of stuff, so maybe click away, go watch it, and come back and watch it when you've done. I do recommend watching it. Alright, so, The Killing Joke, I have to say, I enjoyed the bulk of it in its entirety. There was some points that I kind of felt a little lackluster. Well, pretty much just the first half an hour of the movie. They start off with the setup with Batgirl, and they did like 28 minutes of this like thug, well not thug, but like crime boss guy, young guy, who's like kind of obsessed with Batgirl, and and there's this whole thing about Batman having to save her, and blah, 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 and Batman trying to get Batgirl, and they end up sleeping together. Batman and Batgirl sleep together at some point. I don't know, which was fine. It's been insinuated in the past that the two of them have had history and slept together, or this or that. But I just, I felt like the first half an hour of this movie is not in the comic at all, like, not in the graphic novel whatsoever. And, it was kind of really unnecessary, and kind of took away from it, because they're trying to set up like a character like for you to care about Barbara Gordon, like Batgirl, which they didn't need to do it in that way. You could have shown a couple of flashbacks of Batgirl and Batman taking down the Joker previously together, and that would have been a strong enough setup. Or some other things, maybe some more background information on the Joker, or split up his flashback sequences a little better. But really, all in all, that was my biggest problem with it. Was this first half an hour was just kind of, let's get to the Killing Joke. Let's get to that. But after that, it was spectacular. 45 minutes left after that. I know they wanted to increase the runtime to keep it over an hour because they were doing theatrical releases for it and everything like that. But yeah, it really, they should have just had the 45 minutes, or just extended it maybe on some more background information, and not the way that they did. It didn't make you really care that much more for Barbara Gordon, or / Batgirl at all, really. But yeah, then it gets into The Killing Joke, and I have to say that after that, it was pretty faithful adaptation. I did enjoy it. I loved having Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill back reprising their roles as Batman and the Joker, respectively. The animation, this one's, I don't know, I liked it, but I don't know, there was some parts of it that just felt a little awkward. Like Batman's cowl in this one, a little weird, and then some of the animations were like up and down a bit, but it was still really good. But yeah, for those who don't really know what happened and just chose to keep watching anyway, this starts, the main point of this one here is that the Joker wants to prove that anybody can go as crazy as he has just from one bad day. And the flashbacks show how he became the Joker, and how it was just one bad day, how he was trying to be a stand-up comedian. He used to be somebody who worked at the Ace Chemical plant. And he was trying to be a comedian and failed and failed and failed, and he finds out his wife's pregnant, and he just wants to get some money for his wife and his unborn child so that they can have a happier life together, and he can provide for them. So he ends up going to the mob, of course, and takes a job with the mob, breaking them into Ace Chemicals, But just before that, it turns out that his wife dies, unfortunately, and the gang, the mafia guys, of course, make him keep going through with the plan to break into Ace Chemicals and then get into the other business near or beside it is what they really wanted. And so, I mean, so then the Joker goes like that, and then there's a big shootout in there, and blah blah blah. We all know how the Joker falls into the vat of acid, and that's nothing new. But yeah, so then the Joker kind of goes, and he goes to he tries to break Commissioner Gordon. And so he goes to Barbara Gordon's house while Commissioner Gordon's there, shoots Barbara right in the stomach, paralyzing her from the waist down. He then proceeds to undress her and do some very unsavory things, and take photos, and yeah. But then he takes Commissioner Gordon, he cages him up, and he has a bunch of, he's taken over this carnival that's deserted and everything like that, and he gets some freaks, we'll call them, bearded ladies and all that, and weird people. And, but yeah, he tortures Commissioner Gordon, and he takes him on this ride, and he has to look at all these photos of his daughter and what's been done to his daughter, and I mean, she's laying there bleeding, and she's naked, and they put him through all of that. And then, of course, Batman comes to rescue him, and Barbara's still alive, which is good, and in the hospital, and she talks about how the Joker, like, but so Batman goes and he rescues Jim Gordon, and like the Joker, of course, is trying to get away, and he was hoping that he really broke Commissioner Gordon, and Batman goes and Commissioner Gordon, he is very broken at this point, but he didn't snap, he didn't become crazy. So the Joker's plan there failed, and so then Batman goes and confronts the Joker, and they have their little confrontation, and then the ending of this has always been one of the most controversial topics. You'll hear about this graphic novel story is so then the Joker tells it, like Batman and the Joker. Batman's beating the Joker. And so Joker then tells a joke to Batman, and Batman's kind of holding him. And then they both kind of share a laugh. I mean, so the Joker failed in his plan, and then the Joker and Batman share a laugh, and then it pans down. And as it pans down, you don't hear the Joker laughing anymore. You just hear Batman laughing. And it's always kind of been an up in the air. Did Batman kill the Joker? Did he not? Is it, like, what happened there? But the movie made it feel much more like Batman did kill the Joker. He just kept laughing after the Joker put his friends through this horrendous situation. And, I mean, yeah. And I personally am a dark and twisted soul and would like to think that actually pushed Batman over the edge. Of course, not in normal continuity. Batman never killed the Joker in that kind of a way. But it's a really good graphic novel, and it's something I would like to say in this scenario. I think it would have happened, and I kind of like that situation. But yeah, all in all, the first half an hour of this movie is kind of throwaway, but after that, it's pretty fantastic, spot on. I mean, Mark Hamill as the Joker is always fantastic. He keeps trying to retire from the role, but he keeps coming back for this or that. And it's fantastic. And Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman. He has been for my entire life for the most part, and he is just Batman in my eyes. So it's great to have Batman and the Joker just reprise that role. It's fantastic. Another thing about this movie, it was rated R. Which a lot of people were like, oh, cool, rated R. Maybe, they'll really dive in and make it gritty and dark. And I mean, it's rated R, and I guess I get why I don't think it needed to be rated R. I think PG-13 with what they've done before. It's nothing really crazy darker or anything than what we've seen before. But I don't think it needed to be rated R. I felt like it was rated R just to be rated R and kind of get that stigma behind it. But, yeah, I don't think it needed to be rated R. But that being said, I think that's everything I have to say. I would really like to hear from you Bat fans out there. What did you guys think of this this animated feature from the DC animated universe there? And which other DC animated features do you like? Which ones do you like to watch, or have you watched more than once? Or which ones just stand out in your eyes? But yeah, I'd like to hear about that in the comments down below. So guys, let me know what you thought of The Killing Joke and other DC animated features. And we'll talk about that in the comments down below. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry if I'm a little tired today. It's really late, and I have to be up really early to drive hours away to do some work. So that'll be fun. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, stay awesome. Remember, the contest's still going on. And remember, I'm a classy broad. So, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And stay awesome. And goodbye. Batman. I have another one somewhere too, but it's, I don't know, in a box.